Alright, I have finished my gradient mountains as they go down. Very similar to what I see in this piece right here. But I really like the fog behind the mountains in this piece. So I want to add that in, and that is just one more simple step. So you can see that I've added it in this layer. And all you have to do to get that look is come on that layer itself and duplicate the layer. So there's two of them. And then for the layer that's on top, I'm going to go to Image Adjust and adjust the brightness and contrast until it is pretty light, a lot lighter than the original. And now you see that on top of that layer as a really bright layer. And then I'm going to go to Filter and Gaussian blur that to a very heavy fog look. And I'll just continue to do that until I like the way that it looks. And then I can change the opacity down so that that fog is lighter than the layer I had, and then I just moved it down a little bit. So I have the fog in between the mountain layers into the distance so that I've got more of that aerial perspective, realistic look to it. And one other thing that I did to these is that I also blurred those edges, and you can do that with your blur tool over here or your smudge tool, and you can go over the top of the layer itself and have a pretty big brush and blur those out, or you could just come in and use a Gaussian blur and blur it a little. But if I just smudge it slightly, I have a really big brush out there, I might have smudged it too much. And I'm going to continue on till I get fog in between the next layer. And then I think I might add a little blurry moon, and then I will be finished. So we'll see that I'm getting that nice space of aerial perspective, and that is much easier to do than to try to draw perspective into your piece. And it definitely sets you back with space. I might have smudged that just too much for it to stop there.